Here's my server guide on Sunset. We're going to start off on defense on B. So I don't really play a massive amount of B. When I do play B, usually it's because we're doing some sort of play. But yeah, I'm going to usually do this arrow here. Is how I play B. Don't really like to stay here very often. Don't really play here very often. Next is market. Once again, don't play here very often. You can do darts through this window if you want to. Don't think it's that effective, but you can do it if you want to. Usually I'm playing here if I'm looking for like an early drone, we're looking for a lot of fights or something in mid, and I have the opportunity to then drone over here, drone to this or drone tiles. Basically when I'm part of like the strong side, then that's when I'll probably be playing around here. But even then I do prefer to be up here in mid. So in mid there are a couple things that I do. So I do have this one recon that goes into tiles, and that sees also into A as well. Gives like decent info. There are a couple other ones you can do. This one's not too bad, so you just want to basically I just free aim it onto this wall. It goes over this thing, so it's really hard for these players to actually react to it, like unless they actually are expecting it. Like they barely even see it. Another one they don't really even see either is this one. This one is a very like not a very consistent lineup, so I wouldn't recommend actually using it that much. But essentially what I'm doing is I'm making sure I'm charged up first with one bounce. And I'm lining up the bottom left part of the hood with like basically a dark patch in this corner. It's really hard to see it. And there's a good chance I've just got it wrong. It's a bit of a really hard, it's like a pixel perfect, yeah, there you go, I got it wrong. It's a pixel perfect lineup. Even though that will scan like a decent amount, that's like one of the better files with this lineup. It should land here. I won't waste my time like doing. I have got a short, and then I might link in the description as well. That gives you this lineup. It is a really hard lineup, and I don't recommend it a huge amount, but you can use it if you want to. Otherwise, in mid, you can do early shocks as well. Very similar to how you might see some people play even A long. With like an early shock that bounces. You can do the same here. You can do no bounce, you can do one bounce, or you can do double bounce. The no bounce will land here, the double bounce will land here, and the double bounce will land here. It will tag players on top of there, but it won't do like a massive amount of damage. It's just to get like chip damage, and sometimes you can just get like 75 on people not respecting your darts, which is really good. Also another thing to mention as well, this dart that I'm not going to waste my time doing, you can use it in conjunction with your ult. You can also use this one as well. Basically as it lands, ult, and then when the first scan goes off, you'll have your weapon out, so you can start using the scan, the actual first shot. A lot of people wait for a scan and then ult. You should just ult when the dart lands. And I know that's like really risky for like wasting your ult basically, but don't worry too much. Like if you don't get a scan, you can just start hitting parts of the map that are like pretty important, like over here by A or over here by B, like on the stairs basically, or like in this like choke point. Like those areas are probably gonna be populated if you don't get a scan here, so don't worry too much about wasting your ult. You probably won't. And then we're gonna go over. Actually, I didn't talk about drone. So if the only time I have a drone here is if they smoke this but don't show any presence in mid really. So if they smoke this like a default smoke or something, that's when I'm going to be using drone to like make sure they didn't take this space, or if there is someone in the space like a Cypher or maybe even like a Jet or something has decided to take the space, then that's what I'll do. Next we're going to go on to A, and on A I don't really play elbow, but I do play A site. So the one time I will play A elbow is if I have a teammate that wants to tuck here, and I'm like kind of like one of the only options that they can bring with me or bring with them, and I'll like tag along with them. A dart you can do in this situation is you want to aim for like the pillar over here, like this little, there's like a little pillar in the window, like this little bit here. You want to aim for that and put a dart there. That way it won't go into any of these windows, and you get a nice scan there. People don't expect it as well, especially if you've done it like that's the first time you've done it in the game. There's no chance people really expect it. Don't do that though. You want to make sure it's on the front part. And then what will happen there is this person will be tucked, and I'll be playing off them, basically playing off their contact, and that's pretty easy. And then this side is just basically I'll usually usually put the dart through the window in your capacity, and that's basically it. You can also go over here as well, and this dart will scan people running up, and it won't be killable from people over here. There's another dart that you can use as well. Both ones are really good options. Although I would also recommend as well, if you want to ult off them, then this one is a better one to use. And ult, obviously right before it scans. And that's it for defense. I think there's not really too much else to... Actually, sorry, there's one more thing that I do have. So when you're retaking A, there's a couple things you can do. I like a dart like this as well. This dart's pretty good for seeing a lot of A sight. As you can see, it sees everything apart from here and behind this and in elbow. So it's a pretty good dart. It sees a lot of things. And there's also a double shock that I've got a lineup for. Basically, I'm doing the bottom right corner of my hood, like the bottom right of my hood, on this like grout on the bricks, and doing 3 bar, and then I aim straight at this corner of the brick, double bounce and 3 bar. And I didn't get the timing right, so I was explaining it, but basically they both should land here fairly decently timed, and kill someone planting potentially, or just sit in that position. You can also do this first, so you can actually get info on someone in that position, and then go do the shot if you want to. It is kind of exposed, so you want to make sure you do have players helping you, like like in front of you. It is not exactly the safest place to be. You can also usually I would drone from this position and not over here, just because you tend to get more info from DT drone, from this sort of drone.
Take flight.
Pathing into either elbow, which is usually better because you can get everything like this. There you go. I got like all that info. It's pretty good. Usually the drone will get shot before then, but you just have the potential of getting really, really strong info. I think that's it for defense aside from retake B. So when I'm retaking B, if we do have mid control, I will be looking to go through market just because it helps to have more control of more areas. And having like this market control can help a lot with retaking B. It gives you options like if you have an omen, then the omen can TP on top of here, and things like that, right? In fact, if anything, he should be already there, doing that play anyway if they go B. But it allows you to like do some darts as well from here, and there are some darts that you can do on the stairs too. Over the stairs on this corner. There you go. And yeah, it's a very, very annoying dart, so you don't really see it. Another version of this as well, you can go up to this wire and you can aim at like the top, like this sort of region on this like line, and then just and then just jump tap. There you go, that's also another version. Okay, so we'll go over onto attack. Okay, so on attack, I'm going to show off some darts from sort of like T-spawn area. So the first one is this dart here that you've probably seen in my short if you watched that, and it basically just kills the cypher trip that sits here. It's pretty good. Next, there is actually another one you can do, another dart you can do here. The recon for mid, so you want to line up the hood with this corner here, and 2 bar, and yeah, 2 bar, and there you go. Should go here. Only really the market player can realistically shoot this. The other ones are going to have a struggle, like the support player here definitely can't shoot it. The one going out doesn't really want to do this, so it's realistically only the market player that's going to shoot that. If I'm going B and I'm particularly scared of what's close, I might do a dart off this and there, to make sure that they can't be like one player here, one tucked over here, and then play off each other's contact sort of deal. If I'm scared of that, then I will dart. Usually we should have like a cypher checking this though, or something like that. Not always, but sometimes it can be a misuse of his time to do that, but it is nice to have that sometimes. If you go B, then there are a couple of things I like to do. I like to make sure I'm droning over here, this pathing. So this pathing is okay. You can see a decent amount, but I think in solo queue it might actually just straight up be better just to go this way if you don't have like a dog or anything, or like a fade, just to check this corner, because this corner can be quite detrimental to you and your teammates. So I think it's better just to like path up the stairs and do that, even though I do think if you do have like a dog, like a fade prayer or a sky or whatever, it probably is better to path this way, or even into market. Next, you can put a recon on anywhere on this wall, on this diagonal part of the wall, completely fine, and that's where I usually put it. There are other recons you can do. So there is a recon over here, so you want to go into, not this corner, you want to go against this sign, so anywhere on this sign really. And then aim just to the left. You want to aim really high on the wall, on this corner, and then really just to the left of it, and you can double bounce full charge. The double bounce full charge, you put it in market, and it will like get basically all of this, so it will get like people playing like this corner, close market, some people on stairs. You can also do a slightly different version of the dart. It's just basically the exact same lineup, but you just want to one bounce instead, and it will land on the window, and so it will see like, it'll actually see like people on the actual stairs too, because it will land like on the corner. You will see like people like on this side of the stairs. You'll see people CT, see people market, see people on site. So you'll see quite a lot. Okay, so this dart has another use as well. So what I usually like to do is I like to just line up my normal, like this, and then we're going to run over here, ult, and then we're going to make sure we ult the scans. Basically, there's going to be plenty of scans going off too. There's going to be some site potentially, some market. Usually, it's going to get people on stairs, and if it does get people on stairs, they are dead. Otherwise, they should be, because this corridor is like death sentence versus Sova, versus Sova ult. So, yeah, it's a pretty good dart. I like it a lot. And yeah, that's it for B. So for mid, there is like a couple darts you can do. I like just the start is pretty easy. If I'm actually going up mid, it's pretty much exactly the same as the other one. Just that I was firing it while actually directly looking at the thing I was looking at. The other thing I wanted it to land on. There's also ones on here which are fine, but generally I think this one's the best one, so I would just do that one most of the time in mid. Generally I'm not going to drone early in mid. I might drone like this, but it's really risky because of where you are in mid. Like, you can be easily killed, quite honestly, if people like try to push out on you. So I would say that's kind of risky. I wouldn't necessarily do it all the time. And then one more dart we can do for mid is over here on A, or near A main. And I've also did another short for this, but you want to line up with this like little like where the roof and the wall meet basically, and you want to aim this part of the hood on it, and then no bounce, and it should land on this wall, and it makes it so that basically the player coming out, or the support player that has to like kind of spring out, has to shoot the dart, and the market player struggles trying to shoot that dart. They don't really want to be doing that. They don't want to be looking there, and neither does the actual player going out either. So it's really this support player that has to like run out and get the dart. So it can be quite a frustrating dart to play against if they want to push mid, if they're trying to push mid. You can also just do one through the window too. It's also completely fine. It will be super easy for the support player to shoot it though. This is the reason why I made the other dart. Just so it is a bit harder for the support player to actually shoot the dart. Next, go on to A. So on A, this is the dart that I usually do. I just make sure. Oh my god, it looks cool. It looks cool on the little post. I just try and make sure that it lands on this wall somewhere and detects people close. So a lot of times you might find like skies in ranked play there and try and get early info. So you might get that, and then you can also ult off it as well. Make sure when you're ulting, you're going to do it as it starts to scan. So then when the scan actually goes off, you can track them. Your ult. And then there is also another dart, as you know. Okay, so basically I was waffling about stuff that didn't matter here. And basically just want to say that this dart is useful. It reveals elbow. When it comes to drone, I want my drone from here. And this drone will give me a lot of light. It just won't clear this box. I need to make sure. We need to make sure that when we use that drone, we are coming that we don't have info on Gen.
Right here.
I call it Gen. It might be. I've heard someone call it Fridge as well, but I think I just call it Gen. This actually probably would be a better looking Gen. Thinking about it, but I'll call this Gen. Might be some better call outs out there. You can also do this drone as well over here. It just basically gets the same info. It just trades basically this corner here, or this corner instead. So basically, it's whichever one you think is more important to clear. In some cases, it's quite good to reveal them, because then you can use util and then really make them dead to rights, you know? Like, use like C's and rock darts and things like that to really make them struggle in that area. If you know they're there, it's really easy for them without actually having to fight them properly. Okay, so that's it for the guide, I think. Post plant on both sites are pretty easy. I mean, well, pretty easy to understand. I think A site is a pretty difficult site to keep when you're on the retake, and the same with B site. I think B site's a bit easier. It's the reason why I think you see a lot of players plant B site is because it is just easier to play post plant here. This little piece of wall is one of the strongest things about the post plant here. One of the strongest things on post plant for the whole map, actually. And I think on A, it's borderline impossible to like hold the retake if you don't just win the retake early. Like, you need to actually, like, if you get to a point where they're tapping the bomb and things, it can be really difficult to win, because the angles just suck for retaking. There's no like long angles that you can play lineups for and things like that. And if you can, then it's this angle here that you have to retake into. Like, you have to re-clear into to retake, to like stop the retake. It's just not very good overall. Once you have the bomb down, like, you need to be fighting for more control, and you need to be winning early. So I wouldn't recommend like playing for lineups. So yeah, that's it for the guide. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one.